Mouse TV, myself Theo Kane. It's Tuesday, so you don't know that we're about to talk about some toys up in here. That's right, it's Toy Talk Tuesday. And in today's episode, we're going to be discussing something that's a little bit more serious than normal. I want to talk about mental health. And I suppose saying I want to talk about mental health is not necessarily the right thing to say, because this is something that I've been asked to talk about by lots of my followers, most recently by a guy called Ghoul Realm Art, and he basically wanted me to talk about the connection between toy collecting and mental health, the good, the bad, the pros, the cons, and it seems like it's something that's very prolific. I want to say, first of all, I don't have any kind of mental health issues at all. Like, I do not. I don't want to be one of these people that says that they do for attention or anything like that. I know that lots of people do genuinely suffer from this stuff. People that are very close to me. And I think I would be doing an injustice to people that genuinely suffer from that horrific shit for me to say that I understand what they go through and things like that, because I really don't. I just wanted to say that right off the bat, because I didn't want this to sound like I was like trying to get attention or clicks or anything like that from something that is genuinely serious. But this is something that people have asked me to talk about on the channel, and I'll talk about anything on this channel, especially on Toy Talk Tuesday, if I feel like it has a connection to toys. So I just wanted to say that this is not any kind of thing of me trying to get traffic towards my channel talking about something that is very serious, because I know it's serious, and I wanted to say from the start that this isn't what it is. I'm discussing it because I've been asked to talk about it. So as much as I don't have any kind of mental health issues that affect me from day to day, as a human, I do have normal emotional reactions. And as an artist, I'm a very emotional person. Like I said, I'm an artist. Like, I draw emotion, I paint emotion, I sculpt emotion, I film and edit and tell stories of emotion. So I'm an emotional person, absolutely. My emotion is very much, when it comes to like life stuff, I'm pretty good at not even suppressing it. It just doesn't really affect me. The passing of someone when they die and things like that, it affects me, but it affects me in a different way. I'm the kind of person that I take things in and I process it in what I believe is like a very like coordinated manner, and then it could be months and months later down the line, I'll be watching a movie and something a little bit sad happens and I'll bawl my eyes out and I'll cry, and it's almost like I'm crying because the film's emotional. A character's died, a fucking dog's died in a movie, shit like that I hate. I watched that recent one with Tom Hanks, I forget the name of it, when his dog's not dying, spoilers, but he's dying. That's the whole premise of the film, and he's got to build a robot to take care of his dog because he's going to die. Within 3 minutes of the film starting, I'm starting to well up and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those movies. So I do react emotionally to things, and I think sometimes things in life that might hit someone harder than they do me don't initially hit me hard right off the bat, but they catch up with me later on down the line. And that would be something like watching a film, playing a game. I was playing Red Dead Redemption. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. If you've not played Red Dead Redemption 2 and played that storyline, it is seriously not only one of the best games I've ever played in terms of storyline and gameplay and everything, but the storyline is one of the best stories I have ever experienced in any form of media. There's times in that game when I was bawling my eyes out playing that game. It really did hit me hard, and looking back, I'm thinking, why did it hit me so hard? Yeah, it was emotion. I was emotionally invested in the character and the story and things, and I think, why did it hit me so hard? And it hit me hard because I think at the time there was something going on in my life that was very traumatic, that I was processing very carefully and calmly and sensibly and stuff like that, and there was like people around me that were dealing with it not as good as me, but I was dealing with it like I felt like pretty level-headed. But then a few months later I'm playing that game and I'm bawling my eyes out, and I think sometimes that's how my emotion releases, and we all release our emotion in different ways, and some people are a lot less in control of it, and that's why they have like mental health issues and stuff like that, depression and anxiety and all this kind of thing. And like I said, I've got people close to me that really do suffer from that stuff, have to take medication, really do have a hard time with it and things like that. So as much as I don't have it, I'm well aware that it's a very serious thing. And the reason I wanted to talk about my connection right off the bat is saying, yeah, I don't have any like actual mental health issues that are like a prolonged thing where it's a constant demon that's on my back kind of stuff. But I do have times in my life where I've been really down or I've been really anxious, and the toys and the art and the stuff that I love was the only thing that pulled me out of that. So I think that when you suffer from mental health and you get into toy collecting, it can it does have a lot of pros and a lot of cons, and I suppose that's what we can talk about here. So I took a while to get to like the main part that we're talking about in today's episode, but it kind of needed me to talk about that stuff first of all, so we get to this point. So from my own personal experience, when I've been really down, I suppose that the time when I really started like getting back into retro toy collecting was because when I was very young, I had a girlfriend who was a lot older than me, and we split up, and I was very emotionally invested in the relationship and stuff like that. And when we broke up, it was going to the car boots and picking up toys and studying them and analysing them and collecting them and like getting a lot of the stuff back I had as a kid and researching new lines and things. This is when I was like 19. I'm 34 now, so this was like a lifetime ago. But this is like when I started really getting back into toys. And I definitely think it was an emotional reaction to having such a shit time at that era of my life, and then coming out of it, and I got really focused into battle rap and writing and music and stuff like that. And I got really focused on collecting. And not just collecting old toys again, because I'd always had them around me, but like really studying them and really finding out about lines that I didn't know existed and things like that. And the part of it came from I could put all the energy into focusing on this new thing that it wasn't new to me because I'd always been around it, but like was new to me, having an interest in it to a point that I wanted to collect it all again. It was a good way of blanking out all the chaos and the horrible shit that was going on in my head and my life and stuff like that, and I could like focus all that attention on, okay, I'm going to focus on these Ninja Turtles mutants, I'm going to collect them all, I'm going to find out every single weapon that they should have, I'm going to learn their names, I'm going to get them all, and I'm going to go to car boots every week. And when I was at car boots, and still to this day, there's been lots of times where like there's been something going on in my head, but when you're at a car boot and you're around and you're hunting and you're looking at them stalls, every single sense that you've got is just dialed in to looking at the stall, and any other chaotic bullshit going on in your life and in your mind doesn't matter anymore. You're just completely focused on the hunt at the car boot. So collecting toys was definitely a great escape from any kind of emotional trauma that I'd had going on in my life at any time. And so that was one of the things. And then the other thing was the nostalgic attachment, which isn't really a thing with me because I've always had this stuff around my house and things. My dad was always a toy collector, a toy dealer as well growing up. So I always had this stuff around me. So it wasn't that like, oh, I've got this toy that I had as a kid and I've got that nostalgic attachment. It wasn't always that, but it certainly was. Sometimes I'd find something that I'm like, shit, I never thought about that before. Since I was a little kid, I've never thought about it before. And I found it again, and it's bringing back these memories. And that nostalgic attachment is also a reaction to for many of us, like a more simpler time, a better time that we had. And I can only talk for my childhood. There's people that had a horrible childhood and they can't relate. Like I can only really relate it to my own. All we know in life is our own experiences and the ones of those around us, but mainly our own. So I would find something and it would give me that little nostalgic hit, like, oh man, I've not thought about this for ages. And it's an emotional attachment that we have to something from a simpler time, and that's a lot of where the nostalgic attachment comes to with toys and mental health. So I think that's one of the reasons why people are really drawn to collecting things, especially things from their past and their childhood, because they're from simpler times. Because if you've got some shit going on in your life, you're depressed, or someone's died, or there's some horrible shit, your girlfriend's dumped you, your boyfriend's dumped you, your relationship's falling to pieces, you're in financial troubles or anything like that, you can always pick up an old toy that you've collected, or watch an old cartoon or an old movie, like a comfort movie. It's like comfort food, and you can look at that old toy and you can just get those memories and those vibes back from a simpler time. And I think this is also a reason why we get people that are like gatekeeping and things like that. And bear with me, because I'm going to explain this to you. Let's say that you had a real shit time, and the one thing that got you through that time was Star Wars. That was the thing that got you through it. You watched Star Wars, you collected the figures, you learned the names of the characters, you took time to really study that world and things like that, and learn all the lore and all the different books and comics, and that's what you used as your get out from all the bullshit, was Star Wars. And then you see all these other people that is jumping on it because it's become popular again, and then that's when I think some of these people get gatekeeper and they get protective over that stuff because they feel like they've got more emotional and investment into it than these new people have. And I understand it. It's not something that I personally am like, because I think this stuff should be enjoyed by everybody, but I think this is why you get some people that are so like aggressively protective over this stuff, and they feel like they own it more than you, because they might have had like this might have been their only thing that got them out of a shit time, And yeah, man, it's like a really deep way of thinking into it. And I might be wrong, but I just think that's just my personal opinion on why some people might be like that. Some people are just genuinely a dick and they just want to be a dick, and they might have been into it 2 minutes as well and get gatekeep it anyway. But I think sometimes that's why people get so emotionally invested and attached to this stuff, because I've got like Stallone, for example. Sylvester Stallone is my fucking hero. He's always been my hero my whole life. If I hear someone bad-mouthing him and it's like an unjustification, I don't mind if they're like, oh, I don't really like him, he's not really my kind of actor, I don't gel with him. That's fair enough. If someone starts bad-mouthing him just to be a dick, like, I get genuinely offended. I feel like they've said something bad about my mom, and I know it's ridiculous, but I have such an attachment to this guy and his work. Like, you show me First Blood and you don't see a tear in my eye at that end scene when he breaks down in front of Troutman, like, there's something wrong. Same with Schwarzenegger. Like, I will watch Terminator 2, and that end scene when he's gonna throw himself into lava and he turns to John Connor and he says, I know now why you cry. Boy, every time, like, that shit gets me, because I have an emotional attachment to this stuff. It's been part of my life all my life, and I've loved it forever. So I have that attachment to it like anyone else would. So as this stuff, for a lot of us, is something that we have a deep emotional attachment to, and I think in many cases it's because it's the thing that's pulled us out of very hard times and very shit times in life, because life can be shit, but toys are fucking awesome, so why wouldn't they be something that we can pull joy from? And so this is why I think we got a lot of people as well that go through like spells of mental illness. Some people have it in spells. Some people have it every single day. Some people can't get out of bed in the morning sometimes because they feel so shit. And maybe like going to the car boots or the toy fairs, or like just getting up and just rearranging the toys on their shelves is one of the things that got them through that. So I do think that toy collecting can very much be a very good thing when it comes to like something to focus on and blur out the chaos, and something that for many of us, as much as like we diss like just sitting on eBay clicking all day and collecting things, for many people, maybe they are anxious, they don't want to leave the house, they are a bit agoraphobic, or they don't want to mix it up with a lot of people, but they can sit on eBay and get this stuff sent to their house, and that's such a good thing. Do you know what I mean? That's something that people can enjoy completely on their own. Without, not everybody wants to make friends in the toy world. Some people just want to have their own little focus on it, and that's why stuff like eBay could be really good for them. So there's the pros of collecting. Absolutely, there's the pros where they can help us get out of a shit zone, and we can focus on that and put all that energy into worrying about things, into buying stuff for our collection and things like that. The cons of that is that obviously if you're going through a financial trouble, and then that's why you're depressed and you're spending all your money on toys, then that's not good. So it's always about finding a balance and being sensible, and I'm not someone who can like give advice on trying to be sensible. That's like your own life, you have to live it your way. But it's definitely something that has to be like considered. If your troubles are due to financial problems, don't be just going online and buying loads of what's it called, like when they go like therapy shopping, when like people go and just retail therapy. Yeah, don't always use retail therapy as an outlet to conquer the depression or try and battle it and things like that, because then we get to the cons of it, where you've either skinting yourself buying all this stuff, or you're buying so much that it's taking over your house and making you more overwhelmed and more depressed and things. So it's about being sensible, finding a balance, and like I said in previous videos, you being the boss of your toys and not letting your toys become the boss of you. And that's all I've got to say on the subject. And as I always say when I do these videos, this is not me trying to give advice. I can talk about my own personal experience of things, but this is not me trying to give you advice. This is just me talking about it and asking for your opinion. So please let me know in the comments below what your opinion is on today's subject. I really would be interested to know. And this seems like it's one that so many people go through and so many people suffer from it, and I'm so fucking sorry that you have to go through that shit. Like, and I'm like I said, because I don't go through it, I'm not always the best person to ask, because I can't relate to it, and I don't ever want to try and speak on things that I can't relate to and try and sound like a know-it-all. I don't ever want to be a know-it-all. I like to learn, and this is why I ask questions in the comments below. I like to learn as much as I like to talk about my opinion on things. Do you know what I mean? Who am I to be a know-it-all? I've been on this planet 34 years. I don't know shit. I only know my own little world experience, and I love to hear the opinions of you people. And I'm supposed to, I presume there's a lot of people from all the questions that I've got asked before on this subject that know a lot more about it than I do. So please let me know in the comments below your opinions on this subject, the pros and the cons, and if you've got any other subjects that you think we should talk about in a future discussion topic on a Toy Talk Tuesday, then please let me know. As always, I say don't forget to binge the back catalogue. I've been doing one of these Toy Talk Tuesdays every Tuesday, I think, all year, and I've got loads more that I want to do. So please let me know if you've got any other subjects that you want us to talk about in future videos, and make sure you go back and binge the back catalogue. I've got lots of cool videos coming out. I've got lots of videos that I've already dropped. I just dropped a real cool Robin Hood video on the Kenner Robin Hood toys, and I know that sounds super lame on paper, but trust me, watch the video, watch it back, and tell me it's not one of my best videos I've ever dropped, because it's very rare that I try and blow my own trumpet, but I honestly think it might be my finest work. It's definitely like my best Slimehouse episode ever. I truly believe it is, for many reasons. So give it a watch and let me know what you think. Also, I'm on Instagram. You can get at me over there at Theo_Kane_Slimehouse. And if you want to help support Slimehouse and help me grow this channel bigger and better than ever, I'm trying to push out more videos than ever this year, you can head over to patreon.com/SlimehouseTV. And for as little as $1 a month, you can become a Slime Renegade and you can help this channel grow and become bigger and better than ever. And then the final thing I want to talk about is I'm going to be on TV this week. I don't know when you will watch this. Maybe you watch it like weeks after I've dropped it, but I'm going to be on TV this Thursday on Channel Yesterday. I'll put something up now so you can see all the channels that it'll be on in England. I can't speak for America unless you can get a VPN and watch it on their website, because they also have a website as well. But I'm going to be on Scouting for Toys this week. It's my episode. We're going to be talking about all the stuff that I'm into. I've not seen the episode back, so I'm anxious. I was saying I don't have anxiety. This is like when I get anxious. I'm anxious that I don't look like a dickhead on TV, but either way, it will be entertaining and will be funny to watch back. So that's this Thursday. Don't forget to check that out if you're in the UK and you can watch it, or if you're in America and you can get a VPN. But either way, I'll make sure that people get a chance to watch it, because I want you to watch it back. I just hope I don't make a dick of myself. In the meantime, I'm Theo Kane. This is Toy Talk Tuesday. I'm going to stop talking now, but I'll catch you in the next video where we'll do a lot more talking. Until then, I'm gone. Bye!